Beats Planet.
Wait a minute. Hello. Hello. Can y'all hear? Hello. Let me see. Properties. We good. There. We good. Number on the screen. We good. Chat box is lit. We good. And we back. What's happening, man? It's Vosh Lombardi. Holding it down for the Doski, Woski, and Peace, Weeski. Let me remove my hat. Let me fix my headphones. Let me fix my headphones. Yo, what's happening, man? It's Vosh Lombardi. We back like bra straps. Seems like the NFL discussion seems to go pretty well around this time of year. Let me fix a little volume. I never heard nobody. Seems like the NFL discussion, seems to go pretty well this time of year. Cool. Camps is kicking off all over the place. Cool. Hall of Fame game preseason right around the corner. Cool. I'm excited, man. Man, I'm excited. All right, cool. All my levels good. Let me minimize that. Boom. Hey, man. Today we're going to talk about wide receiver cores, okay? Really, I want to talk about like receiving groups and like receiving production and like receiver stuff or whatever. I'm not going to talk about Leo Collins. We talk about receiver stuff. I damn near do a live stream every day. We can talk Leo some other day. I will say, since Lucky Whitehead is a receiver, I just want to tell y'all to chill out because Lucky Whitehead was going to get cut anyway. Ryan Switzer sealed that man's fate. Shouts out to Lucky Whitehead with the New York Jets now. Let me minimize that. I got my chat box in front of me. I'm about to do my shout outs like I always do as I close that down. I need somebody in the live chat to tell me how many people we have watching. That's a very important thing that we do. And I might need somebody. Cool ass Drake, call in, bro. I'm about to feature you in the show, man. I want you to be my co-host for this show because I need somebody to keep eyes on the chat. And you may not even want to do that. But if you want to, call in, cool ass Drake. I need somebody to keep eyes on the good chat comments because I don't want to miss nothing because I'm going to be focused on this paper I got in front of me. You dig? Let me see. Who was first? The Chargers got Cardale Jones. Huh, you seem excited, my friend. You seem excited. All right, cool. It seemed like Nick Gashler was the first one to say the Packers wideouts are a disgrace. Oh, what up, Nick? Kenneth says the Saints. Young Bobby say the Bucks. What's happening? Raider Nation, what's good? Blasphemous TV, second time again. FTB, what's FTB stand for? What's happening, man? Jonathan Poor, Darius, what's up? Potato Base, whatever. Unintentional grind. Hey, there's Daniel. What's up, Lieutenant Dan? You only came in to check out the Falcons slander. Call in if you ain't doing nothing else, Dan. Blah, blah, blah. Or we'll Skype it, however you want to do it. Chris Brock, what's up? How about them Cowboys? Sean for the Cam, what's good? Nike everything. What's up, fam? We got cool ass Drake just sitting back there chilling. I'm just going to throw out the Jaguars. Listen, man. And this is something I especially want to do. Young Draylon look like Akon. What's happening, fam? This is something I especially wanted to make, clear early, man. Peep this out. Today we're going to be talking about the best wide receiver group. So what I want from y'all, I want relevance, okay? I want super duper relevance. You can give me your top, your second, and your third, okay? I want to hear about the X receiver, the Z receiver. Tell me about the Y guy, the A, the B, the H, the F. everybody that's relevant in your votes receiving core or whatever. If Kyle Juszczyk, if you think Kyle Juszczyk is important to your receiving game, add Kyle Juszczyk. Tevin Coleman is important to your receiving game, add Tevin Coleman. If Gronkowski is important to your receiving game, we're not just talking about receivers. You see? And that's what's going to make this interesting. I know it says receiving core, but I only did that so it'll be easy to find in the search engine because it's all about views. I'm selling out. Because I need more people to subscribe to my Patreon. So until then, I'm selling out for views. This is more than just receivers. I need everybody that's important in the receiving game that's relevant. With that being said, I like the Tennessee Titans receiving core. But don't come on here talking about, man, they got Tajay Sharp, Eric Deck, and Corey Davis. That is a good little receiving core. We talking about the best, though. You see what I'm saying? Don't come on here with Seattle Seahawks. You know what I'm saying? Man, they got Graham, Baldwin, and Curse. Okay, cool. That's a top 13 or so receiving core. I'm talking about the top. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be keeping tallies on it, okay? We're not looking for damn good, cool ass Drake. We're looking for the top of the top of the top of the top. With that being said, let me go to the phone because I know Nick Gashler on there. He got football practice, so we're going to let him go first. Young Nick, what's happening, man? What you got for the show, bro?
Not much. I kind of make a quick point real quickly about what I said earlier about the Packers.
You got football practice. Go ahead, man.
You have Martellus Bennett and you have Jordan Nelson, and in my mind, that's it. Randall Cobb is inconsistent almost every year now. The greatest thing he's done within the last 2 years is catch that Hail Mary from Aaron Rodgers against the Giants in the wild card round. Sorry, Shreyas. What's his face? Devontae Adams had a good game against the Cowboys in that divisional round, upset because Dez didn't catch, or because Dez caught it, but the refs are blind. But he's young and he's developing, but he's not there yet. So I think it's a disgrace to even put the Packers in this conversation.
You know, some people
you have Jordan.
You know, some people are gonna put the Packers in this conversation. Let me also make this little tidbit, bro. Y'all got to take into consideration who's throwing the damn football, because this is what a lot of people gonna do. A lot of people gonna say Edelman, Hogan, Amendola, and Gronk. They gonna name those guys. Now, are they great, or is Tom Brady great? Because you want to simply talk about production. Drew Brees got a squad that he's productive with, but nobody's going to put Drew Brees' squad up there. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Hogan ain't one of the top receivers in the league. Edelman's cool, but he ain't up there. They're productive, though.
No.
Amendola's cool. No. They're productive, but they're not up there as a receiving core. So I just want y'all to be aware of what we're talking about here. Now, Gronk's amazing. Gronk's 1 or 2 at the tight end spot. I say number 1 at the tight end spot when healthy. But think about the package though. Go ahead, young Nick.
My best receiving core is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
One reason, or a couple reasons. First of all, Jameis Winston is a developing, budding star, kind of like Marcus Mariota in Tennessee, which is why people are probably going to say Tennessee.
Okay.
But I think Tampa has the best receiving core because they don't just have a bunch of rookies like Corey Davis and Tajay Sharp and one veteran like, what's-his-face, Eric Decker. You have an animal, an absolute animal in Mike Evans, and I'm going to look up his size, but I'll talk about Mike Evans because he's huge. He's 6'5". 6'5". Who else? What receiver coming out of college this year is 6'5"? The closest thing I've seen is whatever is the St. Brown kid who's 6'4".
You know who I'm talking about. Equanimous St. Brown. Damn, I'm a beast. Yeah, God damn it. Hold on, wait a minute, Nick Gash. Wait a minute. We're not gonna walk clean past that. We're not gonna walk past my greatness. Equanimous St. Brown. Put that.
I give it to you.
Damn it. Hold on, time out. Let me just pause you, Nick Gashler. Let me just pause you. Shreyas, you heard my greatness? Shreyas, did you hear my greatness? Equanimous St. Brown, did you hear that shit? Shreyas, you going back on hold. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Cool ass Drake. Did you hear my greatness?
Yo, what's up, ice cold ass?
Cool ass Drake. Did you hear my greatness? Equanimous St. Brown. Did you hear that?
I hear you. I hear your greatness every time you throw out a live stream.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm putting you back on hold, Riff. I just wanted to hear y'all say I was great. Okay, go ahead, Nick. Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead, Nick.
Anyway, moving on. That was greatness. That was absolute greatness. That's a hard-ass name to pronounce. Anyway, you have Mike Evans, who's 6'5".
Mm-hmm.
He's a reliable outside target any day of the week.
Mm-hmm.
I could throw to him, and he could make a bad throw look great.
Mm-hmm.
You have Deshaun Jackson, who has been electric in the past and is also a huge deep threat, which I think with Jameis Winston throwing, it is going to be lethal. Then you also have, I think it's Adam Humphries, right?
Adam Humphries, they got Chris Godwin, and they got O.J. Howard.
Oh, Chris Godwin. Okay, so you have Adam Humphries and Chris Godwin, who are absolute. I think Chris Godwin's going to be great. He really impressed me at the Combine, and I think he'll be able to shine a couple years in the future. Mm-hmm. Humphries performed well last year and was really, besides Mike Evans, Jameis Winston's go-to receiver. But then you come across, I think, one of the biggest sleeper prospects in this entire field of wide receivers, and that's O.J. Howard.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's talking about O.J. Howard anymore. Ever since the draft ended, nobody's talking about O.J. Howard. O.J. Howard, I think, will have one of the best years for a tight end this year.
It's possible.
In the league, of course. Not of all time, but
now, Nick, right now. You've made some great points. I'm gonna put you down for Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but we got 8 more callers, and I know you got to go to football practice. So go ahead and let Buddy Steven scream and cuss at your ass and trying to get whooped today. Go ahead.
Can I plug in my stuff?
Plug your shit.
Okay, gdrafttalk.blogspot.com. That's my blog. Go ahead and follow it. GDA Official is my YouTube channel. Go ahead and subscribe to it. I'll be posting film sessions for an NFL prospects soon.
Hey man, y'all want to talk about this damn Illuminati project? Young Nick Gashler. I'm just bringing him in, just right up under my wing, man. And he gonna be all right, bro. I'm telling you. Cool ass Drake. What's happening, bro?
What's up, ice cool ass Vach?
Okay, cool. Now listen, did you call in to give your input, or did you call in to help me with the chat box, or both?
Both. I'm down to help you out throughout the show and tell you funny comments and whatnot.
That's what I'm talking about then. Who's your top wide receiver core, man?
You know, I actually completely agree with Nick.
Mm-hmm.
That the Buccaneers have it right now. I also completely agree with him that the Packers receivers, while good, aren't one of the top 3 in my opinion. But I do want to say that people are still talking about O.J. Howard, because I just made a post in Lombardi Draft Talk the other day saying that I still don't know how that man fell all the way to pick 19. It's ridiculous.
Teams gonna hate that shit, man. Teams gonna OJ gonna eat people alive, man, and people gonna be mad that you could have had him.
I'm already mad, man. Mm-hmm. I wanted that man as a Raven.
I totally understand, fam. But peep this out though, just so I can give my little input. Both of y'all said Tampa Bay. Let me just put this into, I guess, motion or whatnot. And I guess we do have to consider quarterbacks when we talk about this wide receiver group. We know that Dirk Carter is gonna allow Jameis Winston to come out and throw the ball a bunch. This is your issue that you have. Okay, you got to double cover Mike Evans.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is Deshaun Jackson over on the other side. He gonna take the top off of this whole shit. Okay. The problem is you just used up both of your safeties. You got to play cover 2 or cover 4. The problem is your linebacker's gonna have to cover O.J. Howard. That's another big problem. Mm-hmm. Who the fuck gonna cover Adam Humphrey and Chris Godwin? Oh, you got issues, fam. Y'all got issues.
And don't forget Cameron Brate was still the touchdown leader in tied for tight ends last year.
Cameron Brate, he probably gonna be bagging groceries for the shit over with, man. Yeah, I mean,
he had like I can't remember exactly. I think it might have been like 16 touchdowns.
Cameron Brate had 16 touchdowns, but he had them when O.J. Howard wasn't there. That's my point. And it's a lot of mouths to feed in his offense right now.
It's a lot of mouths to feed. Yeah, he actually only had 8 touchdowns. I was totally off. I doubled that number.
That's crazy. So look, you're gonna be my co-host. We just gonna keep you on or whatever, and just mingle with the people. That's what I'm talking about. I know Shreyas don't want shit. Let me just go ahead and bring Shreyas in. Shreyas, go ahead and talk about your Giants, man. Go ahead.
Stray dog.
Hey, perfect lead-in, man, because that's what I was going to talk about.
We know. We already know. Go ahead.
All unbiased is thrown out the window.
Of course. Of course.
Really.
Of course, the Giants fan has nobody. You got the damn Giants in your damn chat box profile picture. Don't play with me, man. Go ahead. Go ahead, Shreyas. Tell us about the Giants, bro.
Hey, I got to go with my Giants. I mean, I want to go with my Giants because here's 4 factors I am considering. Reliability. Odell Beckham Jr., as much as you want to hate on him, and I know you don't hate on him, he's reliable, right? Brandon Marshall, reliable.
Okay.
Sterling Shepard, one of the most reliable slot receivers you know. Right? Shane Vereen,
I'm about to bust your bubble. I'm
backfield.
about to bust your bubble. Keep going.
Evan Ingram.
That's the X factor, man.
Evan Ingram is a good pick. Okay, go ahead. Keep going.
Right? Yards after carry. Yards after a catch. Odell.
So let me say this. You want to talk about reliability. First and foremost, I think Brandon Marshall is very, very overrated at this point in his career. We ain't talking about Chicago Bears Brandon Marshall. And I know people love to say, well, Fitzpatrick is the reason why Brandon Marshall was bad. Damn it, Brandon Marshall was good with Fitzpatrick. I don't want to hear that shit. Brandon Marshall has gotten old, fam. Brandon Marshall ain't beating nobody with speed no more. And like I said a couple live streams ago, the NFL is leaning more towards receivers to where you gotta have some type of some type of speed or route running to be able to separate. Brandon Marshall just ain't gonna be able to big body people no more, man. So, but he's a veteran. We're gonna see how that's gonna go.
Agrees with you.
We're gonna see how that's gonna go. Salute Cullen Klein. But Brandon Marshall ain't the Brandon Marshall y'all think y'all getting. And I can't wait till y'all wake up and
Yeah, no, because I watched practice and I watched Brandon Marshall post up on freaking Janoris Jenkins and beat him down on the deep ball like multiple times over and over again.
Well, Janoris Jenkins ain't shit. He just beat Dez Bryant. That ain't shit.
Bro, you said Janoris Jenkins ain't shit. Oh,
he ain't. He just beat Dez Bryant last year. He ain't shit. He ain't beat nobody else. Shit. Go ahead.
Jenkins was one of the best cornerbacks last year.
Janoris did pretty well against AJ Green too.
Janoris ain't shit. Because AJ Green was hurt last year. He was in and out of injury last year. Also, you talked about Sterling Shepard being reliable. Sterling Shepard had a good start. But we ain't hear shit. We ain't hear shit from Sterling Shepard in the back half of the season. Just like Will Fuller, because I had both of their ass on my fantasy team, and I had to cut them because they wasn't doing nothing.
All right. You didn't hear shit from Sterling Shepard, but I did because I was following Sterling Shepard wherever he went because I'm a Giants fan, right? Sterling Shepard is one of the most reliable slot receivers in the NFL today. And even though he was a rookie last year, he's still improving his game.
He was on my fantasy team. I was watching the numbers. I had more invested in Sterling Shepard than you did, bro. You don't understand.
Which type of league were you playing in? Were you playing in PPR or standard?
Ain't nobody thinking about no PPR shit. That's for suckers. Anyway,
Roch, do you think that Sterling Shepard is better than Adam Humphries and Chris Godwin right now?
Sterling, I can't be unfair to Sterling Shepard because he's played snaps in the NFL. But Adam Humphries, comparative to his situation, they like Adam Humphries in Tampa Bay. He's their safety first down guy. So, and Sterling Shepard so cool. I like Sterling Shepard more than I like Adam Humphries. But like I said in the last segment, we got to do like the whole package, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just this is a package deal.
Let's do it side by side. Here's what we got: Odell Beckham Jr. versus Deshaun Jackson. I ain't even got to say who's.
Why would you do that? Why would you
got to put Odell?
Why would you put those guys next to each other? Look at Shreyas trying to find an easy way out. You ain't shit. Okay, go ahead.
Hey, I forgot about Mike Evans.
Damn.
All right, Odell and Mike Evans, right?
Okay.
Who's winning that?
I think
Odell's winning.
I think they're incredibly close.
right?
Incredibly close. Even though Odell's better, Odell's clearly better, in my opinion. We just not going to act like Odell Beckham is leaps and bounds better than Mike Evans.
I'm going to ask the chat.
Yeah, but still, he's better, right? So, all right, that's what we got, right?
Mm-hmm.
Next, Brandon Marshall versus Chris Godwin, because I think they're...
No, it'll be Brandon Marshall versus Deshaun Jackson. I got Deshaun Jackson over Brandon Marshall.
All right, cool. Sterling Shepard against who?
Sterling Shepard, it got to be versus Chris Godwin, and like I said earlier, Chris Godwin hasn't taken a step yet, so I got to go Sterling Shepard. But I clearly got OJ Howard over Evan Ingram.
Really now, as a receiving threat.
Clearly, clearly.
That's tough.
Clearly,
dude.
Clearly,
Evan Ingram is such a good receiving threat.
Clearly.
Oh. I'm with you, Ross. I think OJ is better, but Evan's damn good.
Because peep this out, though. Evan Ingram can separate with speed depending on his matchup. If OJ Howard decides he's going to jump over you, he'll jump over you. If OJ Howard decides he's going to run past you, he'll run past you. He got options.
Ingram's got hops, too. Ingram can go.
Ingram got hops, but he'll get his ass dunked on by OJ Howard. Go ahead, Shreyas. I'm just cutting you off. Go ahead.
All right, now who's faster? All right, OJ Howard ran a 4.5, right? Evan Ingram ran a 4.42. This
football, not track and field, fam. But go ahead.
Bruh, the speed kills. Football, speed kills, especially when you're as subtle with your routes as Evan Ingram was.
They've been raving about Ingram's route running at camp. They've been raving about
this football, fam, not track and field. You know that. Shreyas, I'm going to give you 30 more seconds to make your point, then I got to move on to Jay the Eagles fan from Arizona. I had to say the whole thing. It's like a Tribe Called Quest. Go ahead.
All right. So another thing with the Bucs is how many receivers you're going to put on the field, right? You have Adam Humphries, Chris Godwin, Deshaun Jackson, and who's that guy? Mike Evans, right? That's four already.
5 wide.
So how are you going to put OJ Howard out there? You can't put all these weapons that you have. You're going to have to put all of them out there. So you got to.
I'll play empty. The same with the Giants. What are you saying? All right, Shreyas, it's been a good one, fam. Thanks for calling in, bro. Shreyas has one in for the Giants. Let me go ahead and.
One thing.
Go ahead.
I think that the limited amount of talent that you have, because you can sneak in Shane Vereen, who can actually run the ball pretty decently, right? He can actually be a pass catching threat. So the Giants offense will be more predictable in terms of the receiving game. Unpredictable.
Let me get Shreyas the hell off the phone. Let me get Shreyas the hell off the phone. Thanks for calling, Shreyas. God damn. Oh man. Shreyas, you my man, fam. But your goddamn glasses got a big G in front of them, dog. Now, granted, a lot of people gonna call in and they're gonna say the Giants. I'm with you. But shit.
Why do you think Giants or Raiders right now? Who do you think?
Giants or Raiders?
Yeah.
I've been hearing people say Raiders a bunch, man. I can't put Raiders in front of the Giants. Like the Raiders are like I can't put Raiders top 5, man. I can't do it. And we'll cross that. Tampa Bay, New York, Pittsburgh, Atlanta. I'll put Cincinnati in front of Raiders. It's just a lot of shit, man. We'll get into it the more.
No.
We'll get into it, cool lad. That's just me. Okay, look.
Let's talk to the.
Okay. Let me say this: the Raiders are Amari Cooper, Michael Crabtree, and who else?
Cordarrelle Patterson.
Cordarrelle Patterson ain't done shit on offense since he been in the league, man. What are you saying?
I don't know. I'm a Patterson fan, man. I think he could do well in Oakland.
Meanwhile, the Bengals got A.J. Green, John Ross, Brandon LaFell, and Tyler Eifert. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, if John Ross can play more than 4 or 5 games.
Cool ass Drake. Don't make me find somebody else to come and tell me about the chat box. Jay, the Eagles fan from Arizona. What's up, fam?
What's good, bro? How you doing, guys?
Holding it down for the Doski Woski, bro. What you got for us?
All right. I'm going to give you, well, first off, I'm going to start with all these Packers. Dude, I hate everybody who brings up the Packers, I feel like it's super irrelevant. Like,
talk your shit.
Look, like just as receivers, if you take Jordy Nelson and Randall Cobb off that team with Aaron Rodgers and like if you put them on any other team, they don't have Aaron Rodgers throwing the ball. I feel like they'd be not irrelevant, but not as like even talked about. Like look what happened to Eric Decker when he left Peyton Manning. Like, I feel like Jordy Nelson would be the same kind of guy.
Damn.
Like, I just hate when people bring them up like that.
Damn. Go ahead.
But yeah. As my rankings though, I'm gonna have to go with the Bucs one, just because of what you said. Like you talk about like a defensive scheme, like how do you stop? Like you got to double Mike. Someone's got to be over top for Deshaun Jackson, and O.J. Howard is killing any linebacker you put in front of him. So, and that's not even like mentioning you can't like they can run the football well, and I just feel like you can't shut out. Like I don't know. I just feel like that's my number one team. Just for the like defensive wise, like it's hard to match up against them.
Mm-hmm.
My 2 spot I have to go to the Giants. Unfortunately, I mean Odell Beckham is like in my opinion a top 3 receiver in the league, if not one in some people's eyes.
Right.
And then Brandon Marshall is definitely not I wouldn't say like elite anymore, but he's still reliable, I'd say. And I love Sterling Shepard, and adding Evan Ingram to that is like it's going to be scary to watch for the NFC.
Let me ask you a question, fam. Let me ask you a question. And I probably should have done this with Shreyas and Young Gashler or whatever. What do you think about the Pittsburgh Steelers, man, with AB, Martavius Bryant, Jiu-Jitsu Smith, Eli Rogers, and I'm counting Le'Veon Bell too because he's an extension of the passing game. What do you think about how those guys match up with Tampa Bay and the Giants?
The thing like about Pittsburgh, I like Jiu-Jitsu, but when you just talk about like Antonio Brown is a monster. He's the number one guy. Mm-hmm. Le'Veon Bell, yeah. I don't know. Like if you're lining up and you're like facing Pittsburgh, are you scared of Martavius Bryant like that?
Fucking right.
You know what I mean?
I'm gonna let you go. So? I'm gonna let you talk though, but yeah, go yeah, pretty much.
I just feel like
you gotta respect him.
Martavius Bryant. Yeah, you gotta respect him, of course. I don't know. I just like if I'm making a defensive scheme, I feel like I wouldn't be as scared of Martavius Bryant.
Bryant could take a slam to the house, man.
I just simply feel like people are giving Brandon Marshall rank off old bodies. That's all I'm saying. Brandon Marshall used to be that amazing receiver or whatever. And man, like what, 33 now? He ain't the same dude no more, man.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that. Yeah, but I don't know. I just talk about like as a threat. Like you can't you got Odell over there and you got Evan Ingram and you still have to worry. Like you can't just let Brandon Marshall go out there and do whatever he wants. You still got, you know what I mean? And then you still got Sterling Shepard to worry about. You know, I just feel like as a receiving core, they're very, very deadly. Just, I don't know. They're my number 2, though. I'll put them behind Tampa still.
Okay, then, Jay, the Eagles fan from Arizona. That's some great insight. That's all you got? Because we got a bunch of calls, fam.
You good. You go ahead and get to the rest. I just want to say, I hate when people don't also, I'm going to some teams, don't sleep on Denver as well. Demaryius Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders was like the best wide receiver duo years ago. They've been through quarterback purgatory lately, and I feel like if you put any a good quarterback in front of them, they can make some noise.
That's real shit. That's real shit. They're on my list, and they also drafted Carlos Henderson, so I agree.
Carlos,
yep. Take it easy, fam. Cool ass Drake. What you think he had to say about that, fam? What you thinking Martavius Bryant out of nowhere is a bitch out here? That what y'all thinking?
No, Martavius is definitely not a bitch. Martavius is a scary receiving weapon, and Steelers have Jesse James too. I thought you putting Le'Veon out there is a totally fair point because they can throw Le'Veon out wide and run it with James Conner if they want to.
Damn. Let me get into another call, man. We lit. 940. Who this?
To Tristan.
Tristan, what's good, fam? What you got for the show?
I'm here to argue that the Patriots have the best wide receiving core in the NFL.
Boy, I hope you brought your lunch pail to work. Go ahead, give it to us. You are here with Vach Lombard, with a cool ass drink and ice cold Vach. What you got, man? Tell us, talk to us.
All right. So first of all, we already know the big threat is Rob Gronkowski, the greatest tight end in the NFL, probably the second greatest tight end of all time.
Okay.
And if he can stay healthy, he's gonna probably break his touchdown record. Second of all, you got the new guy, speed threat Brandon Cooks, taking the top off the defense.
Okay.
And then you have Julian Edelman being all crafty.
Okay.
And you also have Chris Hogan, Mike Mitchell, providing all right receiving yards off the bench. And then you have Dwayne Allen in the 2 tight end set. And then you also have to worry about the running backs.
Okay, hold on. Let me just correct you real fast, okay? We're not gonna bring up Mitchell's name. We're not gonna bring up Amendola's name. don't come out here.
Bring up Amendola.
I'm just letting the rest.
Mitchell's all right.
Mitchell's cool. I'm just letting the rest of y'all asses know we're not gonna bring up Amendola or Mitchell. I like Edelman. I like him from a route running standpoint. He doesn't get enough credit for being one of the most crisp route runners in this league. You right with Gronk. Something I didn't consider though. I forgot Dwayne Allen was on this damn team. So
Deion
just
Lewis too.
and Deion Lewis and what James White can do from a passing standpoint is interesting. They got a good little crew out here. So I dig that. Gronk, Edelman. Did you say Hogan?
I said Hogan and then also Brandon Cooks.
Okay, I'm not gonna cuss you off Hogan because we brought up the other kid. Okay, cool. Okay, so you got a smooth little point though. So okay, Pats fans got a point. Go ahead, keep going.
All right, so you also have to consider that you have, I mean, in my opinion, he's the greatest quarterback of all time, throwing you the ball, and then Brandon Cooks might put up a bunch of touchdowns because Brandon Cooks is the first really deep threat receiver he's had since Randy Moss. And I mean, I'm not saying Brandon Cooks is as good as Randy Moss or
not.
Brandon Cooks can have 20. No, he's not. And
you better not be saying it. Go ahead.
He's not going to have 26 touchdowns, but it would not surprise me if Brandon Cooks had about, I don't know, around 15 touchdowns by the end of the year.
Okay. And what's your name again, fam?
Tristan.
Tristan, do you call into the show normally?
No, this is my first time. I've been meaning to for a long time.
See, I tell you what, man, because I'm very, very close to my people, man. Y'all are more than just numbers to me, and I never heard you talk before, and I you know what I'm saying. But I'm gonna plug you in as a platinum caller. You came through with some ass whoop. Thanks for calling, fam.
All right.
Tristan just flat out changed my view on this damn Pat situation. I thought the Pats wasn't about shit, but if you look at Gronk as the main guy, because most teams are gonna look at, like, when you think about the Falcons, it's Julio, then his supporting cast, right? Then there's AB and his supporting cast. You got to look at Gronk as the the main dude.
If you want to bring in reliability though, you got to factor reliability.
I mean, he gets hurt, but we just talking football right now. I mean, because look, we can always go to settings and then gameplay options and turn injuries off. We can always do that. We just talking about I'm just saying.
Hey, can I throw out 3 teams for you, and I want your thoughts on them real quick?
Go ahead, fam.
Jacksonville, Carolina, and Baltimore. What do you think about those wide receiver cores?
I know you're a big Dede Westbrook fan. That's why you said Jacksonville first.
Well, we got Robinson.
Dede Westbrook.
I like Lee a lot.
Dede Westbrook, Allen Hurns, Allen Robinson, Marquise Lee. Who they got at tight end?
No one.
Okay, they got Leonard Fournette's gonna play tight end too. I mean, they got some solid options, man. I just don't feel like they're built for the top 3, top 5 conversation. Who else you said? You said Carolina.
What do you think about Carolina?
Carolina just got a lot more interesting, bro. Let me write this down. I'm glad you said that. Let's put Carolina, because we're not just talking about receivers, we're talking about receiving options. So if y'all tuned in late, we're not just talking about the wide guys. We're talking about everybody that catches, everybody that catches the football. So we know Benjamin can be a solid receiver, but then you got C-Mac, then you got Curtis, then you got Olsen. That's a solid little crew, man.
And then Funchess could be something.
Funchess is reliable if we can name drop goddamn Chris Hogan, we can name drop damn Funchess. So yeah, Carolina got some guys. Way more than the damn Jag shit you talking about. And who else?
Baltimore.
Shit, they got 5 of the same guys if I recall. They got
they got Macklin running routes.
Macklin, Perriman, and Wallace.
9 Wallace, but you got Danny Woodhead now too.
Danny Woodhead is a Raven?
Yeah, man.
Putting that dude in my fantasy team. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. Let's get into this. Hey, man, the phones are lit. Y'all tell me how many people we got watching live right now. The phones are lit.
48.
48 people. That's keep it coming. In real life, that's like 215 people. I actually learned that little punk ass algorithm. That's like 215 people watching live. So that's cool. You have to like quadruple your number or whatever. What was I saying? The number's on the screen. Feel free to call in. Also, you can hit me on Snapchat. Now, listen, I need y'all to follow directions with this damn Snapchat. Don't just send me a snap with some words in it, because I ain't trying to read it. You can go to the chat box if you want to put some words in it, and don't just send some picture. I don't want to see a picture because I don't want to stop my train of thought. I want to put this phone up to the microphone, and I want the people to hear what you're saying, okay? With that being said, we're going to let Chris Brock go first, and I hope he's following direction because he snaps enough to know how I handle shit. Chris Brock, what you got? Oh, damn, my headphones plugged in. Oh, God, wait a minute. Oh, shit, wait, stop.
Technical difficulty.
Damn, okay, Chris Brock, I'm gonna hold to bring the shit back. Okay, now, let me make sure my media's turned up. Okay, there we go. And people up here trying to goddamn. All right, cool, here we go. Chris Brock, what you got?
Raiders got the best receiving core. They got 2 1,000-yard receivers. Add Cordell Patterson as the number 3 option, and Jared Cook, who's the best tight end Derek Carr's had in this point of his career. Cordell hasn't done shit, yeah, but he was supposed to be the number 1 option. Now you put him behind Cooper and Crabtree, going against number 3 corners. They can't keep up with him. Really?
This is what I like about Chris Brock and what he just said.
I like Cordell.
He named Cordell Patterson, right? Not only did he name Cordell Patterson, he know I was going to get on his ass about Cordell Patterson. So his next snap was immediately defending the Cordell Patterson decision. He knew I was about to get on his ass. Let's get one more random call, then we're going to jump into some platinum callers because this guy been waiting for a while. 770, who this?
Okay, from Atlanta, what's up?
What's happening, man? You live with cold ass, watching cool ass Drake. What you got?
The Bucs don't have the best receiving core in the NFL. They don't even have the best in their division.
Who does?
Atlanta does.
Atlanta? Okay, tell me. Let me write that down.
You got the best receiver in the league with Julio.
Okay.
You got Sanu, who's been converted. He converted an unreal rate for number 2 receiver last year. You got Gabriel, who's one of the fastest receivers in the league. Nobody could keep up with him, especially not Malcolm Butler. And then you got depth guys, Justin Hardy. Last year we had Aldrick Robinson. Now we got Andre Roberts. Tight end, we've got Hooper, who's productive enough. And out of the backfield, we got the 2-headed monster, Freeman and Coleman. And we all know what they did last year. Nobody can keep up with that pass game.
Listen, fam, I know you're a Falcons fan. But we can't just strictly limit this shit to foot racing, okay? Because if that's the case, T.Y. Hilton and goddamn Philip Dorsett will smoke the hell out of everybody, okay? This is football. This ain't track and field. Now, I feel you on your Julio point, okay? Also, with Austin Hooper at tight end or whatever, you can't come in this conversation with he's productive enough, okay?
No,
we can't come in here with that, man. Like, we're talking about the best of the best. Now, granted, I'm not mad at your decision. Julio is a beast. Muhammad Sanu is and we've seen big plays from Taylor Gabriel. I'm with you. I love Tevin Coleman as a receiving threat. But you're not about to come on my phones and talk about some Austin Hooper is productive enough and stick by Atlanta as your pick. Go ahead, sir.
Really? Okay. Austin Hooper was the number 2 choice last year until Tammy got hurt. Once Tammy got hurt, his numbers went up by game productively. Like I said, productive enough. Okay. Because we got other threats. We don't have to go to one guy or this guy. We have to go to Julio all the time. We can go to Sanu, Gabriel, split it out. That's what we did last year. That's why Matt Ryan had 4,940 something yards last year.
You know who also? You want to know who also threw in the high 4,000s? Kirk Cousins. I don't want to hear it. Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins that good wide receiver.
Kirk Cousins has some good ass wide receiver. Hey man, but look, I like your pick though. I mean, if I had to, they're in my top 5 as well. I like Atlanta. As my number 1 pick, I don't know. That's a bit rough though, but appreciate you, man. Thanks for calling though. We needed that take. We needed somebody to get. Go ahead.
Atlanta fans like Hooper too much, dude. They really do.
That man came in here says, Hooper's, he's okay. He's productive. Nah, fam. We ain't here talking about Greg Olsen and Gronk and goddamn. we talking about the best of the best, man. We can't go. Yeah. All right. Let's see. The Chiefs need.
If Mike Williams hadn't gotten hurt, do you think we'd be talking about the Chargers more? Keenan Allen, Tyrell Williams, Mike Williams, Hunter Henry, Melvin Gordon.
We wouldn't. They got some solid guys, man, but not in this top 5 or so conversation. Nah, I don't think so. I mean, that's a cool little point though, but no. And Raiders fans, I just can't have y'all leaning on we had 2 receivers to break into the thousands or whatever. I can't have y'all just leaning on that shit because if we counting because if we adding tight ends to the case, a lot of teams had a receiver and a tight end to go over 1,000 yards. You know what I'm saying? We just can't lean on that. I'm just trying to be fair to everybody. Notice I ain't saying shit about the Cowboys, man, because y'all love to come on this bitch and say I'm biased.
What you got to say about the Cowboys? What do you think? What do you think? Terrence Williams is a good enough number 2?
Well, let me mute Chris Robbins. I think our number 2 guy is Cole Beasley, even though he plays the slot. He's our second most productive receiver, right? Now Cole is. Our receivers fit how Dak plays football. Like, Dak is not a gunslinger. Like, Dak goes and does surgery. And Cole Beasley, Ryan Switzer, Jason Witten, those are tools for surgeons. You know what I mean? Like, T. Will, route runner, secure hands or whatnot. T. Will's cool. He's a body catcher. You know what I'm saying? But he's cool. Now, I will say this, and I will stand on my Cowboy soapbox for this. Motherfuckers love to say Dez Bryant ain't shit, but they wasn't saying none of that in 2014. And nobody really falls off a ledge like that, right? Dez Bryant went from Tony Romo, outstanding year, to Brandon Weeden, to Matt Castle, to Kellen Moore. Then he had to reestablish rapport with his rookie quarterback. Even though Dak was amazing, you still got to reestablish rapport. After Tony Romo throwing you the ball for 7 years or whatever, the ball's going to be in different places or whatever. You know what I mean?
I'm a big Dez Bryant fan, man. I think Dez definitely still has it.
Dez is definitely about to come back and bounce back heavy this year. When you look at how Dez and Dak played towards the end of the year, in the Lions game, the Packers game, the little bit that we did in the back half of the season, Dak and Dez was on the page. They was comfortable. Dez was looking like old Dez. He came back towards the end, right? So I expect Dez to, show up and be, Dez again. You know what I mean?
There's shit all over my Ravens, dude. Against Sharif Wright and Tavon Young. Man.
Hey, man. It is what it is. Jimmy Antoinette says Dez ain't shit. Fall on something sharp, punk. Dirk says Dez is trash, bro. Give it up, please. He is average. Drink bleach. Wench. Let's see. Now, Chris Robbins. My bad, fam. Welcome back to the show. You back with Ice Cold Vouch and Cool Ass Drake. What you got?
Well, you kind of actually stole one of my points I was going to bring up. I was going to bring up the Cowboys myself, actually. So we could go on that one.
You better not be talking about Cowboys as the number 1 receiving core. I know that much.
No. I'm here actually just to raise awareness for some of the under the radar teams we got going on.
Nope.
And I'm gonna bring up.
Nope. Chris Robbins. Nope. I'm cutting you clean off. Nope. You look. You the homie. I just promoted you in the group. You're an admin now, but we're not gonna subject the damn top 3 wide receiver core conversation to sleepers. Not going to be able to do it because I know what you about to do, Chris Robbins. I follow your work in that damn group enough to know what you're about to do, Chris Robbins. Don't you do it.
Okay, well then I'll do my top 3 then. Sure.
I don't want you bringing up the Tennessee Titans. I don't want nobody bringing up the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't want to hear about the Ravens today. Matter of fact, Chris Robbins, say what you was going to say. I want to hear what you got to say. Go ahead. It's your show.
All right. So my top three I have are Falcons, Steelers, and Giants. The Bucs are close for.
Tell me about your sleepers. I want to hear this. Big, I want to hear about because I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Go ahead.
Okay, well, actually, I'm going to start off here with the Miami Dolphins. Ugh. First of all, we got Jarvis Landry, Devontae Parker, Kenny Stills. I think they still have Jordan Cameron at tight end. Yeah. They got J.J. at running backs. They have a pretty diverse offense, 3 good receiving threats. Mm-hmm. So they could be looking for something there. Jarvis Landry had 94, 1136, and 4 TDs last year. Yeah. So he's going to be a solid number one. Yeah. And the other thing, too, is they have Ryan Tannehill throwing one. So this thing is a situation where we got like an Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady type guy throwing to him either. This is some run-of-the-mill average QB. Similar point here with the Seahawks. I wanted to mention, too. We have Doug Baldwin, Jimmy Graham. Another guy we got going on.
Time out, Chris. Joe Flacco to miss 3 to 6 weeks with back injury. Go ahead, bro.
Oh man, are you guys 3 to 6 weeks into the season?
Yeah, 3 to 6 weeks. He'll be ready for like week 2 or whatever. But that's fine.
Good stuff.
Oh man, you guys.
All right, so yeah, we got Doug Baldwin, and the other thing I like about Seattle too is they have a deep core. They have some under the radar guys. Jermaine Kearse, Tyler Lockett, Paul Richardson was really good in the playoffs. He came up big in clutch moments for them when they played my Lions. And then they have Thomas Rawls out of the backfield, too. So they're pretty diverse offense. Too. Yep, CJ Prosise, thank you, Drake.
I'm on board with CJ Prosise. I'm on board with that. All right, go ahead, though. Okay. Who's your number one pick? Because we got like 9 callers lined up. Who's your number one pick again?
So, the Atlanta Falcons. Julio, Sanu, Gabriel, Hooper, Coleman, Freeman. They're deep. They're talented. Julio's best receiver in the league. Number one.
Y'all gonna stop saying damn Austin Hooper when I ask y'all.
Goddamn. Play Rolo is there, and they have a couple of other guys too. So.
Oh man. All right, Chris. Appreciate you, man. Salute, bro. Salute. Cool ass Drake. You wanna cuss about Joe Flacco or something or some shit?
Man, I don't even know what's up with this Ravens team right now with Kenneth Dixon, Tavon Young, and Joe Flacco. It's not good, dude. Not good. I don't know if the strength and conditioning coaches need to be evaluated or what, man. I don't know.
I was so ready to draft Kenneth Dixon in the later part of my rounds and let him just flourish and whoop everybody's ass. Yeah, man, we got a bunch of calls. Let me do this. Jay, the Eagles fan from Arizona, you called in already. You got 20 seconds. What you want?
Yeah, I had to say this, man. Everybody bringing up these no names, so I'm gonna say it. And I want to know your opinion on it. Look, I'm gonna do it. Alshon Jeffrey, Jordan Matthews, Torrey Smith, Zach Ertz, and Darren Sproles. Let me know what you think about it.
All right, Jay, holla at you. And get rid of that man.
I don't think he must not have heard you in the last call.
I don't think shit about Jordan Matthews and Alshon Jeffrey. Now, look, I will say you can make an argument that Zach Ertz and Alshon kind of I can't even Okay, they bugging me about these damn snaps, man. So we're gonna get on these Snapchats. The first thing I see is Haran not following instructions. That's the first thing I see. So I'm not even gonna click on him because he's not following instructions. Instructions are very important. This is Dalton, though. Dalton Gold. What you got for the show, fam?
All right, the Falcons got the best receiving core because they got the best receiver, Julio Jones. They got Mohamed Sanu, a good big red zone target. They got Taylor Gabriel.
I guess he cut himself off. And he also said that they have 2 good running back options and I guess a tight end option or whatever. I like Coleman better as a receiver than Devontae Freeman as a receiver. Devontae Freeman is more so I can catch. Tevin Coleman is a receiver. So, and I got somebody else, K Ghost Emoji R, whatever. What's up, fam? Who is this?
The amount of hate on this stream towards the Packers receiving core is ridiculous. The amount of hate.
Okay, we not gonna loop this shit. Cut this shit up. Okay, I'm assuming Dalton Gold is DG Productions. What up, DG Productions? Okay, I feel you. and whoever the hell KR is. Hey, man, I understand. Whatever. If y'all want to hit the Snapchat up, it is Voch Lombardi, VOCHLOMBARDI. It's all one word. Go ahead and drop me a snap with just audio, okay? Somebody tell me how many people we got watching right now. Keep eyes on that for me.
You said it's 46.
46. Non-intentional grounding. Daniel, what's up, fam?
Hey, what's up? You know I got to plug my Panthers before I tell you who I think is number one, but I think the Panthers could be number one, all right?
Cool ass Drake talked me into kind of sort of leaning at the Panthers being in the discussion, kind of sort of, but go ahead.
All right, so Kelvin Benjamin, we all know, good, not amazing receiver, but good receiver, and coming off an ACL injury, had about 1,000 yards, so should theoretically be better this season. But the centerpiece of this passing offense, Greg Olsen, who in my opinion, and a very solid argument could be made for this, that he is the best receiving tight end of all time. First tight end ever to have 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons.
Who?
Greg Olsen.
Oh, okay, you're arguing that Greg Olsen could possibly be the greatest tight end of all time?
Receiving tight end.
Receiving tight end of all time. Are you aware that there are people willing to say that he's not the greatest wide receiver out today?
Hey, man, numbers don't lie. 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons, first time ever for a tight end.
I feel you, fam. Go ahead.
Obviously, added C-Mac. He should add a good 600 to 800 receiving yards, catching out of the backfield and lining up in the slot. We got Curtis Samuel, who can run nice underneath routes as well as take the top off. So he has massive value, sleeper potential for a 1,000-yard season. And so I think we've got a really strong receiving program.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've got a line of depth.
I think Curtis Samuel is going to be the Ted Ginn type dude. They're pretty similar, if you ask me. And I think Cam is going to use him in the exact same way. So I dig that. What else you got? You got 5. You got 7 seconds. What you got? Go ahead. Last point.
Tennessee Titans have the best receiving core in the NFL. They have the most depth. They have
Cut that shit out. Wait a minute. You got 30 more seconds. Explain that shit. What do you mean the Tennessee Titans? Explain that shit. You got 30 seconds now. Explain the Tennessee Titans.
They got 3 guys who should be mid to low-level receiver ones this season, and Richard Matthews, Corey Davis, and Eric Decker. They've got one of the best tight ends in the league in Randy Walker, who's a great receiving tight end. They have 2 good receiving running backs in Derrick Henry and DeMarco Murray. At almost any set on the field, they have 5 very legitimate receiving options. I think it's hard to argue with that.
So Decker is a perennial number 2 coming off a hip surgery. I don't like Decker's odds of playing.
And people are arguing for Brandon Marshall.
Something that's very interesting that Daniel just did, cool ass Drake, is instead of saying, okay, I'm not gonna pick, we got one big guy and a bunch of like okay, look, some of these groups have one big guy and like 2 good guys. He's saying, fuck it, we just gonna get 6 good guys and just bump the average all the way up. That's what he's saying. He's saying that they got all solid guys, that the attack, and as an offense coordinator,
you like Rashard Matthews and Tajay Sharp that much?
Not really, but as an offense coordinator, I understand having 5 guys and they all can be dangerous at some point, opposed to having just one big guy. And to be fair, remember that one time when Matt Stafford had Calvin Johnson and he kind of forced a lot of passes to Calvin Johnson, that all of a sudden Calvin Johnson didn't exist anymore and he was forced to play the system and catch the open guy, and somehow their receiving core was better without Calvin Johnson? And we know Marcus Mariota is more of a surgeon than a gunslinger anyway. I understand his point, but damn, fam. Thanks for calling, Dan.
Yeah, I will say real quick, though, this receiving core is perfect for Mariota because he's not a one receiver guy. He's a spread it around guy. So
yeah, that's a fair point.
Right, that's a good point since you said it like that, though. Salute, Dan. That's interesting.
I really do like Corey Davis a lot.
That's damn interesting. Yeah, hey, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Preseason right around the corner. 502. Who this?
This Emmanuel.
Emmanuel, what you got for the show, bro?
Giants fan, but I'm from Philly, so I kind of get backlash for that.
Emmanuel, the Giants fan from Philly. I'm gonna say that in the damn thing. Just, well, go ahead, bro.
Well, I'm gonna give you my top 5 first. I think it's Giants, Bucks, then I would say Raiders and Pittsburgh 3A and 3B.
You didn't think this through. You think the Raiders are better than Pittsburgh?
I think it's kind of tied though.
I'm gonna leave you alone. Go ahead.
Well,
you got to remember Bell though. Voch keeps bringing up that they got Le'Veon, and that's a great point. Le'Veon is just
they got AB, Martavius, Jiu-Jitsu, and Bell. What?
Their receivers are so inconsistent.
AB, Martavius, Jiu-Jitsu Smith, Eli. Okay, I can't really say Eli. Marcus Wheaton showed his ass, and
Jesse James is all right too.
This is cool. And Bell. What are y'all saying? What?
All right. Bell had 600 yards. Antonio Brown had 1,200. He was the second best receiver in the NFL. I'll give you that. Jesse James 300. Sammy Coates 400. Ladarius Green, y'all forgot about him. He had 300.
Didn't he get cut?
I purposely forgot about Ladarius Green because he let my fantasy team all the way down. Go ahead.
Yeah, he got cut. So, but with the Giants, it's like every receiver that they have already proven themselves. Sterling Shepard already had a season in the NFL.
He had
65 receptions, 683 yards, and eight touchdowns. Odell had 1,101 receptions and 10 touchdowns. He was the third best receiver in the NFL.
He had 6 games.
And they're bringing Brandon Marshall, who had pretty much a similar season to Deshaun Jackson, 59 receptions, 788 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
Brandon Marshall ain't shit. Go ahead, I'm listening.
Deshaun Jackson had 56 receptions, 1,000 yards, and 4 touchdowns.
Okay, so who's your number one guy, man? Because we got a lot of people lined up, and it looked like Nick Martin and Adam Hall trying to cuss everybody clean out. What you got for the show, man? Just go ahead and get your last point out, Emmanuel, the Giants fan from Philly.
Well, that's it. The Giants I wouldn't say by far, but I think they're the best receiving core in the NFL.
All right, Emmanuel, the Giants fan from Philly. You've been plugged in as a platinum caller. Next time you call in, you'll go to the front with the rest of them. Salute, bro.
Yo, Voch, we got a good point here in the chat box that I kind of want to get your thoughts on real quick.
What you got, Cool Drake?
Do you think we should be factoring in the weather these guys playing at all? Because Gregory Castillo is saying give the Packers credit for playing in harsh weather.
Nah, cause that sounds like some Packers fan shit. Nah, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that because look, they may play in the snow. What, 2 games a year? They travel and it don't snow till December. I mean, till like November, December. I don't want to hear that shit, man.
Every team got to deal with the weather and away games.
I want to hear that. Sam Pena, what's up, man?
Hey, Vaj, how you doing?
What's happening, bro? Just make your San Diego Chargers point, bro.
Okay. My Charger. Actually, I was gonna give you my top 3, but I can talk about the Chargers too.
Don't talk about it. Don't talk, because I was about to cut you out. Don't talk about the Chargers. Who is your top 3, Sam Pena?
My top 3 at 3, the Packers. That dude is right. The Packers need some respect. Jordy Nelson and Devontae Adams finally showed up last year with 12 touchdowns.
Devontae Adams ain't shit.
The Packers at 3.
Devontae Adams ain't shit. Who's
you don't
number
think
2?
Devontae Adams? Hold up. Defend yourself.
Defend yourself. Okay, this is me.
I like Randall Cobb more than I like Devontae
Adams. I love Randall Cobb.
That's my point. Is that you got 3 receivers there in Green Bay.
Okay,
Cobb,
this is
Adams and Nelson.
This is me defending my Devontae Adams point. You ready?
Hey, go ahead.
Devontae Adams is garbage. Who's your number 2 wide receiver core in the National Football League?
Number two, I've got the Falcons.
Okay.
And number 1, I've got the Steelers. I mean, to me, the Steelers are the best wide receiver in football in Antonio Brown. And they also got a freak in Martavis Bryant, 6'4", runs a 4.2 40.
They don't hear that shit though, man. They don't hear that though, bruh. Go ahead.
I know. It's crazy.
I'm a Ravens
It's crazy.
fan, and I'm fully aware that Martavis is a bad.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Hey, Ravens got Jeremy Maclin this year, man. Just saying.
Yeah, but now we don't got a fucking quarterback this year.
I knew he was
Wait. What happened to Flacco?
Flacco's out with a back injury for 3 to 6 weeks. So he's gonna sit out.
I didn't hear that.
So
we'll be all right.
He's gonna sit out preseason, and that's 4 weeks. The Hall of Fame game is the 5th week. So he'll be back for week 1. He'll be all right.
Yeah. He should be back around then. Yeah.
I'm so sick of these.
I gotta
goddamn.
say though, I am not afraid of Juju Smith at all.
You shouldn't be. You shouldn't
be.
Not his first year, but eventually.
That dude, he's one of the worst at making contested catches in the entire college football.
You don't need to when you got Martavis Bryant and Antonio Brown.
Sam Pena talking that shit. Hey, Sam Pena, I'm about to go.
I like Eli Rogers more than Juju Smith.
Damn. Okay. I like Eli Rogers too, though. Sam Pena, you got 3 more seconds to make a point. Then we're gonna move on to a commercial. We're gonna jump to some Snapchats. We're gonna let Adam and Nick Hall, Adam Hall and Nick Martin run this shit. Go ahead.
All right. Well, the only other point I wanted to make is on the last caller talking about how Greg Olsen is the greatest receiving tight end of all time.
Okay.
Just know. You got Tony Gonzalez and Antonio Gates, who both have double the amount of touchdowns that Greg Olsen has. And Greg Olsen is 32 years old, so he's had time to have TD catches.
I think
Greg Olsen is not even top 5.
Gates above Olsen. I think that's right.
Yeah, exactly. To me, it's either one of those, Gonzalez or Gates. To me, they're the undisputed greatest. And Greg Olsen is the greatest right now. It's Gronk.
Yeah.
All right, Sam Pena, we're gonna go ahead and get rid of you, man. Thanks for calling, bro. Because we all know,
damn good player.
we all know the greatest tight end of all time is Jason Witten. What up, team? It's Vach Lombardi. Thanks for coming through. Before we get into the content, I just want to let y'all know the best way to support the channel directly is through Patreon. Subscribing to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month can upgrade the production of the channel and increase the frequency of uploads. For less than a bag of almond M&Ms, you can contribute to my YouTube scouting career being my full-time job, which means more content for you. Also, Patreon contributors will gain exclusive access to all my throwback film sessions covering college football tape on players like Sean Taylor, Calvin Johnson, Michael Vick, Luke Kuechly, guys like that. But the link is in the description. It's patreon.com/Vach Lombardi. See y'all there. Appreciate it. Listen, man, y'all ain't got to tell me, Vach Lombardi, look at my Snapchat like I don't see that shit. I'm looking at it. I'm just running a show, and I got to get the call off the phone. I got to make sure cool ass Drake straight. Then I gotta plug my shit. Look, the only reason I'm plugging all this is because I'm trying to make football my day job, man. That's the only reason the Patreon exists. That's the only reason I'm trying to sell y'all shirts. I gotta go to work in the morning. God damn. If y'all will put $1 in the Patreon, which is less than a bag of M&Ms, you won't even know it's gone. God damn it. I'll do film session 4 times a week. Come on, man.
And you know that Vach's content is better than a bag of M&Ms. I mean, if you had to choose one, really.
Bro, I was doing just typical football research because I'm doing this one project I'm working on. I'll tell you about it later if you care. And I guess Pro Football Focus charging people like $30 and $100 for like content and shit, and like people paying for that shit. And I'm like, damn, I just want $1. You want?
Yeah, man.
Look, I don't even charge tax, goddamn. It ain't even like 105. Like it's just a regular dollar. That shit you won't even know it's missing. I'm gonna jump to the Snapchat, then I'm gonna go to Adam Hall and Nick Martin, who been waiting patiently. Okay, so let's see who been pissing me off the least. Cullen Klein pissing me off the most, so I'm gonna go to Chris Brock first. Let's see.
Gregory Castillo got a point. When the Giants played the Packers in the playoffs, their offense looked shitty, right? Odell didn't do shit. You keep bringing up Juju Smith-Schuster, but in the last 2 years, name me a rookie receiver who's been drafted high that actually contributed besides Amari Cooper.
He was making the point about Odell Beckham's playoff play in cold weather. I don't think it was snowing that game. Plus, if Odell Beckham wasn't out on the boat, pop, lock, and dropping with the rest of his receivers, they probably would have caught the damn football. What about DG Productions? I guess that's who the hell this is. Dalton Gold.
Should we hold that against the Giants receivers that they go out on boat trips?
Nope.
Does that knock against them?
I ain't mad at them at all. Just people looking for excuses, fam. You know how it go. Snapchat at Vach Lombardi. This is DG Productions.
I just wanted to let you know that Antonio Brown is not the best Julio is. He'll put his nuts on AB's shoulder pads. Thank you.
As men, let's not put our nuts anywhere close to other men, okay?
Vach, what are your thoughts on the AB versus Julio debate?
I'd much rather have AB because I feel like you can put him in a lot more places. Now, granted, you can put Julio in the slot if you want to. I've seen it done before. But if you put Julio in the slot, he's out of place. Like Julio is an outside receiver. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
AB plays the outside. He's a goddamn animal on the inside. Yeah. I've seen AB line up at running back. AB gives you valuable minutes at kick return.
Yeah, punt returns.
The type of coach that I am, I don't put too much stock into the one big guy receiver. You know what I mean?
I 100% agree with you there. I would take AB too, but my main reason would be consistency and health.
That too. AB seems to be a lot more healthy. I agree with that. That's a solid point. But just me as the offense coordinator, I wouldn't take away from the offense just to feed the ball to Julio. AB
Antoinette says that AB threw a touchdown pass too. So there's that.
Let me go back to goddamn Snapchat. I can't. AB can't catch a jump ball. I don't even like jump ball situations. I don't like 50-50 ball. I don't like that level of probability. It's like 50-50. How about 90-10? Goddamn it! It's just my type of guy. You know what I'm saying? My type of receiver. How I coach. I would just much rather prefer AB. But watch these Julio fans act like saying AB over Julio is just some blasphemous shit. Just watch.
No, I'm with you, dude.
And FM Cornelius, he said he's tired of listening to this shit. Peace. I've seen that one comment 4 times, fam. You ain't going no goddamn where. Shut up.
Stick around, Cornelius.
Haran, what you want, man?
Yo, Voch, why are we still sleeping on the Chargers, man? Keenan Allen is a top 5 wide receiver when healthy. In 2015, he led the league in receptions and receiving yards before he got hurt. Act like Hunter Henry didn't lead the league in touchdowns for tight ends, even though he was playing second fiddle to Antonio Gates. This year, he's going to have much more production. And Tyrell Williams, who got 1,000 yards in literally his first clean season. Mike Williams, our 7th overall pick. Yes, he has no back, but he's still a great player. Travis Benjamin and...
All right, we ain't about to listen to all 12 of your snaps, fam. You could have called in. Listen, man, like
I do think if Mike Williams hadn't gotten hurt, we would be talking about them a little bit more.
Y'all have to look at this thing as a holistic approach. We can't only look at production. If that's the case, T.Y. Hilton's the guy. We can't just simply look at who would win a foot race. John Ross is that dude.
They got pieces, though, dude. They got pieces. Travis Benjamin, Tyrell Williams, Melvin Gordon is a damn good pass catcher.
They got guys. They got guys, fam. But you can't put.
They're not top 3.
You can't exactly in this conversation, and there's nothing wrong with being top 10. Cause look, once you get past number 12, these receiving cores get shitty. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with being top 10, but you can't put San Francisco in the top 3 conversation. Not even one. Let me get into the phone because they've been waiting long enough. Adam Hall, what's up, fam?
Hey, how's it going, man? I'm here to say that San Francisco is undeniably the best wide receiving core. Just kidding. No, but
wow,
I'm a 49ers fan. No, but let's be real here.
Adam,
so,
I almost hung up on you, man.
I live in Colorado. But, yeah, Pierre Garcon's the number 1 guy, but let's be real. Let's not talk about San Francisco. But let's once again get to what we're actually talking about when it comes to wide receiving cores. It is the ability to be able to produce in the field, not so much in numbers, but what kind of defenses are going to be going up against. Most teams run a cover 2 or a cover 3. You're going to have 1 high safety or 2 high safeties. That means that we're going to be able to exploit the seam of the field, or we're going to be able to have man concepts to be able to get people exposed. I want a team that's going to have 3 legitimate players to be able to expose these different schemes. At least, we also have to question what kind of percentage the teams are actually playing the specific sets in. That's the reason why my number 1 and number 2 are the Steelers and the Giants.
I knew Adam Hall was going to come with that good shit, man. I knew he was going to come. Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah, man. So let's talk about exactly why the Steelers are number 1. Is because, first of all, just like we've been talking about, we have the assassin Antonio Brown in the mix. This guy is one of the maybe 2 players in the NFL, with Odell Beckham on the other one, to be able to be productive in every single facet of the game. He runs immaculate routes. He is able to function extremely well on the outside, not just in breaking routes, not just in your basic corner routes, but also he's exceptional at go and 9 routes. This means that he's going to be able to exploit whatever kind of coverage you're in. There are only a few kind of players in the NFL that can actually do that. But beyond that, if you want to have AB in the middle, you have now Martavis Bryant, who is probably the most or second most gifted wide receiver in the NFL. Julio's probably number 1. No disrespect to Julio or Mike Evans or any of these guys, by the way. They're all amazing players. But we have to talk about what's the best coaching unit. And by having Martavis on the outside, with his ability, with, by the way, 20 yards per reception in his career, that's insane.
How did he fall to round 5? How did that happen?
Ain't no telling.
Drug problems. He also was on the same team as Sammy Watkins, and so people thought Sammy Watkins was like the best receiver of all time.
True.
People didn't look at Martavis, and so basically the off-the-field issues, along with Sammy just stealing all the spotlight, really allowed for him to go there. Also, I think that Tyler Boyd just didn't really appreciate him as much, and so that kind of just fell around. I love Martavis Bryant. He's my greatest achievement in my scouting. I caught him in all of my dynasty leagues, like Martavis. But really, so we're getting a person who excels at these deep routes. But he also is pretty good over the middle of the field. He fits into the big body type of receiver, especially considering that he's put on 10, 20 pounds of muscle mass, which we know is great for wide receivers. You want your running backs to lose weight. You want your wide receivers to put on that weight. Martavis has done that. His speed has not suffered. He's going to excel on the outside. This allows for pressure to come off of the middle of the field and in the seams. And I haven't even got to possibly the best player on their team yet, which is Le'Veon Bell.
Damn.
Now, this guy had over 600 yards in last year as a receiver. He actually had over 75 receptions. That is number 2 wide receiver numbers in receptions alone.
Yep.
Now, when you talk about the dual threat aspects, his ability to be able to sit right next to Ben or whoever's there, because he was also productive when Ben wasn't there, and be able to make sure that people have to stack the box, which doesn't really matter because he runs through boxes anyways because of his ridiculous vision. This makes it so the coverage is less pronounced against Antonio.
Talk that shit. Talk to him, Adam. Talk to him.
And you're able to just wreck people over the middle. And this is going to continue every single time. This is the substantive difference between the Giants and the Steelers. Is that who do you have? Smash Jackson, Paul Perkins back there to be able to make teams afraid of his run ability? No, you're going to see 5- and 6-man boxes. This means those extra nickel corners are going to be covering OBJ. Those extra safeties are going to be covering Brandon Marshall. You're going to see more double teams than you would be able to see against the Steelers. And so what you see is a more impactful, cogent offensive unit. Although you're going to have more options available with the Giants. Sure, they run 4 wide receiver sets far more often than the Steelers do. You see the Steelers running 3 wide receiver sets as often, which means that the people they're having on the field are in a better position to actually be utilized to defeat the defenses they're going up against. you have to think about what are the possibilities? What can you do with the players in the field? And the way that the Steelers use their receiving core versus the Giants using their receiving core, that you have more potential for a more potent attack with the Steelers. Not to shit on the Giants, they're my number 2 out of 32 teams. I mean, you have Brandon Marshall, big body guy, playing that tight end play. When Evan Ingram eventually gets in there, he'll be able to expose those seams because he's so fast and big. You have OBJ, who probably has a higher upside than AB, but hasn't exactly utilized it yet. You have Sterling Shepard, who can work the early part of the field, the low part 5 yards out with that with his slot position. You have everything you need to be successful. But let's talk about how shitty Eli Manning has been for the last 2 years. If that's an argument actually for the Giants have a better receiving core, that's got to be it. Is that Eli kind of sucks right now. And Ben, although he's a rapist, he's not quite as shitty at playing football right now as Eli. And so by having these people on the field, you may have a pure talent perspective, maybe better with the Giants, but it's a question of if you were to put them in the same circumstances with their 2 respective schemes, who's going to be more potent on a per-snap basis? And I believe that's going to be the Steelers, and that's why I have the Steelers slightly above everybody else.
Adam Hall, are you saying the New York Giants wide receiving core consists of Odell Beckham, Sterling Shepard, Brandon Marshall, and the other team? Is that what you're saying? The opposing defense? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean, because Eli's so prone to throw interceptions. Oh man, I guess so. But I mean, I think that you have to, when you're considering the questions of what is a good receiving core, what is the best receiving core, I think you often do have to take into consideration what is the pure talent of the people you're working with. And if I had to say a pure talent perspective, yeah, the Giants probably have it. I mean, because people are underestimating Brandon Marshall. Remember, every single time he goes to a new team, which he's done 5 or 6 times in his career, he has a 1,000-yard season. And I mean, that's because he hasn't won on everybody yet. He hasn't pissed them off, and so they want to work with them. And so I think that this year, Brandon Marshall's still really potent. And so that means you have 2 tight end types, you have 1 ultra-dynamic type, and you have a phenomenal slot receiver in the Giants. That's the reason why I place them above people like the Patriots, people like the Colts, people like the Falcons, and people like the Bucs.
Well, what do you think? What do you think of Buccaneers? What do you think about the Buccaneers?
Oh, I like the Bucs, man. I think that O.J. Howard is legit, but I mean, besides Hunter Henry last year, when was the last time you guys could actually say like a rookie tight end has been ultra successful? I mean, you have Gronk and you have maybe Jermaine Gresham. I mean, like, when was the last time for fantasy purposes a tight end was actually a tight end 1, which means top 12 for their position in their rookie year? It really doesn't happen very often.
Cameron Brate was pretty good last year, says JJ.
Was he a rookie?
Yeah, was he a rookie last year? I think it might have been his second year, actually.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm talking about, though, is that for, if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be O.J. I mean, and so, but, like, Cameron Brate's great. He's a solid tight end. O.J. Howard's really solid. I mean, he's a phenomenal blocker. He's able to destroy that seam. They're not going to be able to cover him. I really like Deshaun Jackson, personally. I own a lot of shares in my dynasty leagues. He's a great field stretcher. And Mike Evans is really solid. But one of the reasons why Mike Evans was so productive last year is because he had the highest percentage target yield out of the entire league. That means,
because Jameson had hardly no one else.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one else was targeted as much as percentage of their overall snaps or overall targets in the league than Mike Evans. He had more inside the touchdown area targets than anybody else.
Real fast.
So I think that we're a little high on the
Real fast. Adam, do me a big favor, bro. Like, cause look, man, the chat box behind you right now. Plug your podcast and everything you're doing. Cause I wish you was a part of my little project. We had that conversation. Plug your podcast right now, man. I gotta move on. But tell the people where they can hear you at, man.
Yeah, man. Well, we're at Fantasy Metrics Football Podcast. We're on Stitcher and iTunes, and that's Fantasy Metrics Football. First word is 1, Fantasy Metrics, and the second word is Football Podcast. You guys can hear that. We have 2 episodes up, and we do this kind of analysis all the time, but we're heavy stats-based. I really appreciate you allowing me to go on my soapbox here, Buck.
No problem, man. Vash Lombardi is going to be a part of that show real soon, because I promise, and I'm a man of my word, so y'all already know. Salute, fam.
All right, peace, man. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Man, Adam Hall just made it real hard for people like Nick Martin.
Fire,
real hard for Nick Martin to come out here and eat, man. Nick Martin, I hope you close to what Adam Hall brought, man. What you gonna do, man, with the bar set so high? You on the phone with ice cold lunch and cool ass drink.
I just have one comment about Adam Hall. He could have been an auctioneer with how fast he was talking. He got so much out in that like span. Oh my God.
He wasn't talking fast. Y'all was listening slow. Go ahead.
He was great though. But I really like what he had to say though about how he talked about how exploiting matchups and exploiting different defenses. When I think of like best receiving cores, I think of how the wide receivers like contrast each other, like how do they complement each other. If you, and I've always thought about this ever since Antonio Brown was paired up with Emmanuel Sanders in 2013. They were basically the same types of receivers. So one had much better production and he had more success than the other because it was like preparing for the same receivers because they both exploited the same, matchups. They were both the same type of archetype. That's why I really like how the Steelers wide receiving core operates now. Bryant can, as he said, he takes the top off the defense. Brown was getting so much bracket coverage from safeties, it was absolutely ridiculous. I had to watch the film, and I wanted to cry to myself because at one point he was getting triple teamed so much, and somebody couldn't get open. That's how bad it was. Bell's basically a number 2 receiver because he's able to take on such a high workload, and not just receiver, but running back as well. I can't argue who's the best. I can argue who's at the top because best it's very subjective. It depends how you value like certain receiving cores.
You got to pick one, fam. That's what we doing. We putting the pressure on you. The 1911 is pointed at your head, and one is in the chamber, fam. Who you picking? One.
I mean, if I'm gonna pick one, I'm gonna pick the Steelers, of course, because like personally, if I want something, I want the most consistent wide receiver in the league who can exploit a ton of matchups, but also be able to take on one-on-one coverage with elite cornerbacks with guys like Chris Harris and torch him for 2 touchdowns, for example, and then have a guy like Bryant who can just take that top off. And if you know Ben Roethlisberger, that's what he excels at. That's his best trait is being able to throw that deep ball. That's why Coates was good. That's like why Coates was able to help AB when he was healthy. Like there was a stat I saw. There's 9 reps. Like there was a stat I saw. My friend, he writes for Behind the Steel Curtain. His name's Fred. He had a stat that he showed me, and it was 20-plus yard catches downfield. AB, I believe, had 13. Coates had like 8, and they were all in like a 4-game stretch. They were like not even a 4-game stretch. It was like a 3-game stretch. And Ladarius Green had like 4 in like a 2-game stretch. And that told me right there that was when we were at our best, was when we had that ability. And that's what Bryant brings. And when you when you have to have a safety already accompany like Antonio Brown because you have to double cover him, you have to account for Bryant though because he can take the top off the defense. You do not want to get beat deep by him.
So let me just bring everybody up to somewhat speed of what's going on here. Nick Martin actually writes for the Pittsburgh Steelers, so I don't want y'all to think that this hasn't gone without some type of fandom here. Nick Martin, tell them where they can find your work at, man.
You can find my work at BehindTheSteelCurtain.com. I am Nicholas.Martin, and I actually wrote a piece just recently on Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell and the contract situation. He's actually been calling out Bell recently, trying to get him to come to camp.
So hey, man. So if y'all a Pittsburgh, if y'all a Pittsburgh Steelers fan or whatnot, man, y'all go ahead and tune into that, man. I got some of the best calling into my show, man. This ain't no coincidence. You know what I mean? Like writers, podcasters, YouTubers, we all gonna be part of this little community, man. Cool ass Drake. Have I told you of my little project that I'm putting together, my Illuminati project that I'm putting together?
No, I have been eager to know what it's all about, though, and I'm sure a lot of people who tune into the live streams have been wondering what's up with the Illuminati project.
Oh, I ain't saying that shit out here. I only said that to build it to build the anticipation. I'm gonna hit you in your inbox. And I'm gonna leave the rest of the people clueless. With that being said, Dallas, hang tight, fam. I'm about to go to Snapchat real quick. Okay, Cullen Klein, I guess has pissed me off less enough for me to click on the Snapchat. Now let's see what he's talking about.
I would send a video, but just let this sink in.
Cullen Klein, I don't know what the hell that is, man. He sent me okay, first of all, cool ass Drake. How long was that clip? Like what, 4 seconds?
If that.
2 seconds, 3 seconds. He sent me a damn video of a note card with a gang of numbers on it. I can't read that shit that fast, man. Come on, Cullen Klein. That's why I don't answer you. Let's see. King TY Devil Flame Goat emoji.
I'm going with the Bengals. They got AJ Green, John Ross, Tyler Eifert, Brandon LaFell, Tyler Boyd, and Josh Malone.
That's interesting.
Brandon LaFell ain't shit.
I mean, Drake, he was like the fourth guy he named, man. Come on, bro. It ain't like he said Brandon LaFell second now. Let's see. Bengals. As of now, we got Tampa Bay with 3 votes, Pittsburgh with 4, Tennessee with 1, Atlanta with 2, Patriots with 1, Bengals with 1. And we got 1 from non-unintentional grounding Daniel because he want to cover all base. He want to call into the show, get into the chat box, hit me on Twitter and on Snapchat. Salute to that man for being faithful.
Gotta say, man, the Titans, they got 8 solid options, and they can do everything. They got deep threats. They got slot options. They got big guys.
To be fair, the Titans had 8 solid options last year, and they ain't do shit with it. They always had a deep receiving core with, Kendall Wright and the other guy and
Delaney
and Kenny Britt when he was a Titan. Man, the Titans always had receivers, man. They just gotta put it all together. Let's see. Cool ass Drake is there. Let's see what Dallas is talking about. Dallas, what's happening, man?
Nothing much, Fudge.
Wake up.
I'm not the most in depth here to figure out call in. I was wondering if I was ever going to get in. There was this one guy having a soliloquy, just basically preaching his love for Le'Veon Bell. That guy needs to chill. Antonio Brown's the best player on that team, not Bell.
He was talking that shit though, Dallas. I can't cut him off, and he talking that shit. If you wake up and start talking that shit, you're gonna be on the show all night too, man. Go ahead.
I'm just saying Brown's the best player on that team. So someone did have I think it was Draylon in the chat had a great quote. He was saying that the other guy who wrote for behind the steel curtain said, "Wait, so Antonio Brown was triple covered and no one else could get open and catch any balls," which I think is a great point.
I think they get open. I think when they I guess stop Brown, everybody else does a decent job of getting open. Also, man, like let's not forget, man, Bell is a running back, so he runs most of the time, and Bryant can't put the weed down. That's another situation. So I mean,
Ben is too busy looking at ladies in the stands.
To be fair, I'd be too busy looking at ladies in the stands too. But go ahead, Dallas. I mean, that's just me though. But go ahead, Dallas.
Yeah, when it comes to receiving corps, it can be hard to determine sometimes. I don't know, not as a group, but my favorite 1-2 punch, like number 1 wide receiver, number 2 wide receiver, would be Oakland with Cooper and Crabtree. I think the most effective though next year, they, from pure talent-wise, they're not nearly the best, but mostly because they're quarterback. If you're going to ask me who's probably going to be the most effective wide receiving core next year, it's probably going to be New England because you have Gronkowski. You have Brandon Cooks on the outside. You're going to have Julian Edelman doing stuff, Malcolm Mitchell. It's just, they're not the most talented besides Gronk, but it's just with Tom Brady. They're going to get open. They're going to pick you apart like they did in the AFC Championship game last year. It's, they're going to do what they're going to do.
Yeah, true.
But
true. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
I mean,
now,
it is. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, I was just saying that you can go back to it, but personally, I think 3 years from now, or even 2 years, once they get some experience, I think the team with the most potential would probably be Tampa because you got Mike Evans, you got Deshaun Jackson. And listen, Chris Godwin was my number 5 wide receiver in the draft. I will go back and watch that Penn State USC Rose Bowl. Chris Godwin has like 4 incredible plays. He burned USC.
Jump balls.
Yeah, and Chris Godwin was insane during that game. I mean, theoretically, Tampa, if they want to go 5 receivers, they could go Mike Evans, Chris Godwin on the outside, put Deshaun Jackson in the slot, and have O.J. Howard and Cameron Bray at tight end.
Godwin posted up on Gary and Conley against Ohio State.
Sure did. Sure did.
Yeah, I don't know how he fell to third. I don't know how O.J. Howard fell to 19, though.
I don't get it, man.
Tampa got some players.
Me neither, man.
Oh, my God.
Tell you what, O.J. Howard ass better not been a fail to Dallas. Sure didn't. Sure wouldn't. Shit, scooped his ass up. I bet y'all wouldn't see OJ at 29. Shit. Thanks for calling, Dallas. Appreciate you, fam. Shoot.
Welcome.
Man.
Oh, my God. I still don't get how O.J. Howard fell to 19. That man should be a Raven. Breaks my heart, man.
Hey, don't cry, man. Hey, man, live stream been going on for an hour and 34 minutes, but I couldn't tell because we've been getting some pretty good discussion. Cool ass Drake, real fast. Let me ask you this question before I move on to the next 2 callers, and we might wrap up after this. If you're the Patriots and you got Brandon Cooks is mostly a deep threat guy, and Tom Brady's arm is ajar, and it really ain't what it really been. How this gonna work?
I think Cooks. It's tough because they already got Edelman as a slot guy, but Cooks would ideally be in the slot. I don't know. I mean, Brady can still sling it. He's not the best, but Brady can still sling it. Like,
boy,
Cooks will get some deep looks, some drag routes.
I forgot who the hell Tom was playing against, man. But he threw that bitch deep one time. First of all, he fell down after he threw it. then it wobbled downfield and got picked off, man. It was the most depressing thing I've ever seen in my whole life.
He's going to have to slow down eventually.
Tom Brady threw that damn deep ball and fell down. Nobody knocked him over. He didn't get hit from a rusher or nothing. Tom just fell.
Too much effort in one throw.
That shit was funny, man. Hey, man, I do have film for y'all. After this, so after these 2 calls, I guess I'll be announcing that little shit. But if you're on Snapchat, you know. So whatever.
I think New England might have lots of looks with Cooks and Edelman both in the slot.
I think Cooks is basically there to take the top off and open it up for everybody else. Is what I think it is. But he's probably the.
That almost doesn't make sense to me because that's one of the reasons the whole thing kind of doesn't make sense to me because he left New Orleans because he didn't like that Michael Thomas was coming in and being a superstar, and then he went to New England where no one's a superstar. I don't know, man.
And also, when you think about favorite players, Tom Brady loves Edelman, Hogan, and Gronk. So you like the 5th favorite right now. So
yeah, man.
406, who this?
This is Brad.
You on the phone with Ice Cold watching Cool Ass Drake. What you got, fam?
Man, it's just pure disrespect how much hate my Packers are getting off this list.
Talk that shit, man.
Our 1-2 would be Nelson and Adams this year, and they put up 26 touchdowns.
Okay.
How many 1-2 guys put up 26 touchdowns? They're the only ones.
The Packers.
You're gonna have to go into your.
The Packers throw the ball a lot. The Packers throw the ball a bunch, man. But I feel you though. Go ahead.
You're gonna have to go into bring in your 3rd or 4th receiver, or your tight end to match just our 2 guys. So
who is the Packers tight end right now?
Martavius Bryant, or not Martavius Bryant. What the hell am I thinking?
Martellus Bennett.
Martellus Bennett. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then we got Cobb in the slot, and he tore up that Giant secondary, which is supposed to be a pretty top-tier secondary, even though Cromartie went down with injury.
Draylon, shut your ass up. Talking about that pack. Talking about some talk that shit, caller. Shut your ass up. Go ahead, fam. Finish your question. I ain't gonna have y'all Packers fan team up on my chat box and my show. It's Bosh Lombardi Live, damn it. Go ahead.
And then I will give Pittsburgh like 1B just because they do have Bell. That's you can argue AB and Bell all day and get nowhere because they put everything else on the film, so you don't really have to hype them up too much. They already do it.
I will say this: as I look at my notepad of the votes that we have tonight, I mean, y'all can make a point that people are hating on the Packers, but you're the first person to call in and say I picked the Packers. So
really, because I think I've been on for a little over half hour.
You ain't been on that
and
long.
I know I missed I missed the.
You ain't been on that long.
Missed the first part.
I wouldn't even do you
but,
like that. You ain't been on that long. But yeah, this the first time this first time somebody called in and said Packers. So it ain't me.
Yeah.
Shit, go ahead.
No, it's everybody else. But I will. They definitely Pittsburgh's got the better running back options, and so do the Falcons. Because I'm not ready to give up. I'm not ready to put all my chips on Montgomery and 3 rookies. So
you're damn right.
They do have those. They do have that advantage, but I mean, Nelson Nams went off for 26. So
hey man, you
can't hate on you can't hate on that too much.
You've come in and you've put on for your Falcons, and now all of a sudden the chat box is talking about Bubba Franks and Amon Green. So thank you for polluting the damn show with your damn Packers talk. Thanks for calling, fam. Appreciate it.
Anytime.
Amon Green.
I mean, that man flat out ruined my whole chat box, man. That man said, "Well, that man said, what's up with Bubba Franks?" I say, "Bubba Franks." It's like Madden 04, fam. Let's do this, man. Last call of the night. I know Cool Ass Drake tired. I'm tired. And I got this film I'm about to drop for y'all. 602, what's happening, bro?
What up, Watch? I've been on your stream for like the last half an hour. I got one.
You ain't been on the phone for 30 minutes, man. Don't be like that, man. Don't be like that.
No. I've been watching your stream. I just got on your phone like.
Oh, okay, the stream. Okay, go ahead. Salute. Appreciate it. Go ahead.
So I was looking and I was hearing this Martavis Bryant with Deshaun Jackson, and I think Deshaun Jackson has done what Martavis Bryant is supposed to do for like the past 8 years. He's done more than Martavis Bryant has done. In fact, like there's a Scout.com article which says that Kirk Cousins without Deshaun Jackson is like literally like garbage. He threw like literally a 1-to-1 interception to touchdown ratio, whereas with Deshaun Jackson he threw a 2-to-1, like 6-to-1 actually, to touchdown interception ratio. Deshaun Jackson changes the game so much more than Martavis Bryant does to the Steelers.
I'm willing to say this: Deshaun Jackson no longer exists in Washington. It's going to be harder for Jameson Crowder to get off. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead.
Unless Doxson blows up, and I love Doxson, dude.
Unless Doxson blows up, but if. Go ahead though.
So what I'm saying is, I think the Bucs have the best receiving corps. Like, I mean, Mike Evans, that's a big, tall receiver. You have a speedster in Deshaun Jackson, and that's not even counting the 2 rookies, which I'm not going to count because they're just rookies. I don't know how they're going to do. We have Cameron Brate, who's done 660 yards last year. And he's like a 7th-round pick. He's like undrafted. And we also have Adam Humphries. So, like, I'm saying right now,
Drake,
that's just 4 receivers.
Drake, you heard that he says we have Cameron Brate and we have Adam. I didn't know you was a Buccaneers fan, bro. I didn't know that. I didn't know that's where this came from.
That's where I talk about my teams, man.
Okay.
That's how I talk about my team.
That's where this comes from. Okay, you got 15 more seconds to make your point, brother. Go ahead.
So I'm saying I think I go Bucs first, Giants second, Steelers at third. I think that's my top 3 right now. I think like after that it gets into a debatable like argument because like I'm not counting the quarterbacks either. Like I don't think like if you want to put like any quarterback in, I think this is how you would probably rank them.
Okay. You know what we should have done? We should have been like top wide receiving cores if Andy Dalton was everybody's quarterback. That's what we should have done. That would have made this shit a whole nother live stream. But hey, man, thanks for calling, y'all. Listen, man.
Man, I got to tell you real quick though. Like,
go ahead.
I had the Steelers probably at 4 going into this, but after this whole live stream and you guys talking some sense, as hard as it is for me to admit, I still think Bucs no go number 1, but I think the Steelers would probably take number 2 for me to Steelers aren't no joke when it comes to wide receivers.
Hey, man, that's why we have decisions. That's why we have conversations like this, discussions like this, man. You know, when you walk in. Because I normally, when we have, like, versus conversation, like, I jump in and make my little point and I be loud. But I didn't really have a horse in the race today. I was just sitting back chilling. But I will say, out of everybody that made their points or whatnot, I guess I would walk away agreeing with Pittsburgh as well. Pittsburgh has 4 votes. Tampa Bay has 4 as well. Well, plus my vote. So Pittsburgh got 5 votes. Tampa Bay got 4. The Giants have 2. Atlanta have 2. Pats have 1. Packers have 1. And for some reason, the Bengals and the Titans are included on this list. So, hey, man, this was a very productive live stream. I want to thank Cool Ass Drake for stepping in and being a part of the show. I will give you video credits. I will add your name in there. Let me see, best wide receiver.
Oh no, hey, thank you. So I appreciate you.
Featuring Cool Ass Drake. Now,
this was fun.
To the business. Cool Ass Drake about the Illuminati Project. I'm about to inbox the mass text that I've been sending around or whatever, and I want you to read that and tell me what you think of my little idea or whatnot. Also,
hell yeah, I'll hit you up right away.
Also, I just hit the publish button on film. If you are a member of the Notification Squad, you will know. We're going to watch Jared Stidham tonight. Okay, this was a long ass. Yes, sir. This was a long ass quick look. I watched a little bit of his Baylor film. Then I looked at his Auburn spring game. I think they're 2 different quarterbacks, and I think I had to put both of those guys in there to talk about it. So we're gonna take a look at Jarrett Freshman and Jarrett the Orange. Okay, that's why I refer to them to. So as soon as y'all done with this, I want y'all to run over there and take a look at the Jared Stidham film. It is live for you to watch right now. We're gonna look at one more ugly ass Snapchat from Cullen Klein because he's annoying me and pissing me off and making me mad. We're going to see what he got to say, then we're going to get the hell up out of here.
It's Miami all the way, man. Come on.
All right, I'm about to get rid of Cullen Klein. He's showing me pictures on his wall and shit. Hey, man, everybody, thanks for calling, man. Well, let me find the chat box so I can shout y'all out properly, man. Draylon was in the chat box all day. Cornelius was in here all day. Chris Connor, how about them Cowboys? Deuce, you are late, fam. We about to wrap this shit up. Yes, sir. We're done for the night. We had 1 hour 45 minutes, fam. Greg Castillo, Chris Robbins, thanks for calling, man. Who else called? Adam Hall dropped the bombshell on y'all. Salute. God damn it. Who else called, man?
Nick Martin.
Nick Martin called. Shreyas called. Nick Gashler called.
Stray Dog.
Hey, man, salute to all y'all, man, for being a part of the show, man. It was fun. It was fun. I really do appreciate it. If you came in on the back end, you can listen to this foolishness on demand, and you can rewind it and shit, and we'll just go from there. But with that being said, y'all hold it down for the Doski Woski and the Peaski Whiskey. Drop $1 in the Patreon, and salute. Take it easy, man.
Appreciate you.